$25 trillion economy. The government has to give those people who are poor some money. Because the people remember last time, hey, you helped them people, you didn't help us. Therefore, the government got to help the poor. And when? Tomorrow. Because the people that got laid off don't have no money, and people live from paycheck to what? Paycheck. They say Americans don't even have $500 in the bank. Good God Almighty. That is really something. I mean, so everybody is living to their extent, right? They can't stand no 1 week off. They can't stand 2 weeks off. So they got to get them money tomorrow. Monday, they got to get them people some money tomorrow. So they got to loan out. Now this is where the debt come in. Trillions of dollars to the poor people first. Then they got to loan out trillions of dollars to the white folks, to the ones that... This tactical strategy would be called shooting at the bottom, but aiming at the top. Shooting at the poor people, load them up with money to bring down the people that they gave all the money to. See, whoever did this, they didn't think it through. Unless it was environmentalists or whoever, they said, the guy won't listen, man. We gotta move. Just say the people might have thought this up. So we gotta freeze it. We gotta stop this thing. The whole show. So we just stop it a little. They're not gonna kill that many people. We just, it won't kill as many people as the flu. Just think, this panic, it's got the world stopped. It kills less people than the flu. Way less. The flu shot you get, them people be dying by the flu. Auto crashes. I don't know how many people die in auto crashes. Thousands per year, right? All them accidents. When they cut down all the work, all the going to work, they cut down on all the accidents automatically. And the people, they are safe, technically they're saving lives, but it's costing them money. Aim at the bottom, but hit the top. The money companies, the Central European banks and other, what they said was, we'll give you this money, which they did. All of this stuff going around, trillions of dollars being made, we're working, but we're not getting the big money. If Anheuser-Busch buys up Miller beer, right, which they did, they gave them trillions of dollars, right? And they can borrow that big money because they don't have to pay for it. They don't have to pay anything for it. Okay? So that's what produces, when they buy Miller beer, what are they going to do? They're going to fire half the people in Miller beer and squeeze money out of it. Real money, right? They're going to squeeze money out of it. After 10 years of that, you hear about the transfer of money from the middle class and low class up to those people. They're getting all the money. They got all the money. They don't have to pay for it. If you can borrow money, see, you and I can't get interest-free money. Where we get $1,000, well, we just pay $1,010 back. Hey, give me some of that, right? That's all you got to pay. But if you get $1,000, you got to pay 14 or 15. You got, on a credit card, $1,000, 21%. You're gonna pay, $1,220 or something, right? That's 21%. Of course, if you pay it on time, but if you double it up pretty soon, you'll never pay it back. The world is trapped. The white folks at the top, that the government transferred all the money to them, right? Now all the poor people. And what's the problem with that? Well, the poor people are now pretty well off. And they're not going to allow you to make them broke again. Have they been planning for it? Why do you think the police look like the military? Why do you think they got all this stuff floating around? They've been planning for this, but it slipped up on their behind. It didn't happen when they wanted it. This one slipped up on boss land. And they're not ready. You can see them, they're not ready. They can't do nothing right. They can't do anything right. They're trapped. This will be it won't be a middle class. This will be a bourgeoisie. This is a bourgeois, we don't want to call it a revolution, but it's in the making. There's nothing they can do about it. They can give them all the money, give them money to get more debt, more debt, more debt. The government going to crash sooner or later because you owe too much money. The people not going to pay the government back. They got to give the people. Remember, a trap is when a self-made trap is or a God-made trap. And also self-destructive traps. Those are traps you can't get out of because you trapped yourself. You know, I remember one friend of mine, he became a professor at a university out there. And he took me to the big library. When I got out of this about 80, 81, took me to a big library at the University of Hayward. He said, look at all of those books. He said, and he said something about, you haven't read all of those books. I said, hell, I'm not going to read all of them books. You know, to do what we're doing, I already got the down pat. He said, you're painting yourself in a corner. I said, yeah, I'm painting myself into a corner that I want to be in. I don't want to be a professor at a university. I don't want a job. So I'm painting myself into a situation where I don't have credentials to go ask. You know, as far as a manager, evidently, managerial ability, organizational ability, all of that is there. But I'm painting myself into a corner I want to be in. I don't want to be on the boss man team. I'm making sure I don't have the education or nothing. You know, when I was going to the little college stuff, I was 3.8. I might have been a 4-point student. You know, when I quit, the Kappa Dapper somebody's wrote me a letter because they didn't know where you were. They wrote me a letter and said, we want you to you come out on the honor roll. We want you to be. I said, if them people write me a letter, I quit. I don't want nothing. I don't want to be none of that. You know. So the point is this, is that it's one thing to paint yourself into a corner that you don't want to be in. It's all right to paint yourself into a corner you want to be in. The system is painted into a corner they don't want to be in, and there's no way out. There's no trap doors. They was getting all the trapdoors ready, the golden parachutes, they was getting all that ready, and the thing fell on them, bam, all of a sudden. Nothing was ready. You can see, tell the truth, when you watch the news, ain't nothing ready. It's nothing ready. And little dumb stuff like having masks and all that. That run the stock market down a zillion%, just not having masks. And all the white folks are saying, we don't even have masks. What Don said, hell, just wrap your, take your bandana and put your, can you imagine that somebody actually said that in the administration? Hell, put toilet paper in your bandana and heck, that's what they said. I didn't make this up. I didn't believe it. I said, I don't believe that they're that stupid. I don't believe, but I was convinced after this over and over again. Well, if you don't have no mask, well, they had a bandana, use a scarf, 3 or 4 things. I remember bandana, scarf, and some more stuff. I said, you made a big old scarf. The hair scarf that you just wear around. I said, man, that thing has holes in it. You know, you can't protect yourself. A little viruses, you can't even see it. And you can see through a bandana. Right, you know, you hold your handkerchief up to the light, you can see through it. Hey man, boss man, that shirt boss man bites the dust. Hey man, look. Hey, we better get some more out because, look, this is unbelievable. It's not even, it is, it's actually unbelievable. Imagine when we did all this foreplanning and we all had everything and we're surprised. Not surprised, but...
This right here is what I keep with me. You can
Right.
You know.
yeah. No, I'm allowed.
Yeah, really.
But even when you all have all this stuff all written out, when it really happens, it's still a big deal.
Still a big deal.
You know, like if you had a dream of being rich and you get rich, it's still like, hey man, I'm actually rich. You have to shake yourself every now and then and say, hey man, I'm actually rich. I'm really, really rich. And then you go on about your business. But anyway, no, this is 9 years ago. Proper situation of analysis of Muslim should show that the Muslims are not in control of their lives. They're not in control of their lives, but this is going to take a lot of heat off the Muslims. This is an opportunity for Islam and for Muslims. They done had us on the news for the last, all lives, ISIS, everybody, all lives. This is an opportunity to introduce a lot of the Islamic values, especially like riba, no interest. What got them here? Riba. I mean riba, not the old time riba, but unbelievable riba, just ridiculous riba got them here, right? So these are things that are going on in the society that now we have to make plans, not make plans, we've had plans all along, but we have to structure not a counteroffensive, because see, a lot of the stuff that we were already hooked up for a counteroffensive, a counterattack, and all of that, some of that's not necessary right now, right? The fact, the best thing for us to do on a few things is step back and let boss man fall. You know what I mean? Don't get in the way of him falling, because he'll fall on you. So, this is unbelievable. Okay. So this is a time in the global lockdown to explore our possibilities. What possibilities do we have right now? What do we expect to happen? The things that when we talk about a decline, we expect that to happen. What happens with the law? Very few people talk about civil liberties, because in this time they don't mention them that much. Well, whatever the government do is all right. But during these times of how serious is it going to get? You know, we just at the start of this. This is just the start. How serious is this thing going to get? If we have the short run, the medium run, and the long run, we can't even deal with what's going to happen in the medium run and the long run. We have to anticipate what do we expect to happen in the short term, although this is a protracted struggle. Why? Because as this thing plays itself out, it's going to carry us up. It's going to carry us up to the door of transformation. We've always talked about, is this one it? Is the next one it? This one is it. This one is it. We playing this one like, no, we ain't waiting on that. This one is it. Why? It's never happened before. Okay, now, at the same time, is anybody psychologically ready for this except us? Nobody. Nobody. Only the Negro. The other Negroes, are they ready? Absolutely not. Is Boss Man ready? Just turn on the news and sit there and watch to see which one of them got this together. We got a plan. We were looking out for this. We were waiting on this. Just turn it on as soon as you get back. They're going to have on C-SPAN radio, every program, Meet the Press and all that in the evening, on Sunday evening, all the way up till tomorrow morning. So when you get back, just kick your feet up and listen to all the Sunday morning programs, the plans, the structure, the movement, the recovery, all of those plans. See how many of them they got. They don't have none. By Tuesday, our next meeting, we will lay out basically where we're at in all of this. Where we're at in all of this. See, a lot of the stuff, we made beautiful discussions on China, Japan, and their cooperation, and That stuff was a big deal. But you know what? This sets that on the sideline. They have to do that. But this is the most important event in modern history. This right here. This is the most important event in modern history. In fact, it's a bigger deal than World War I and World War II. In fact, it come about the right time, 100 years, the last World War I, a little over 100 years ago. And now this is, they talk about World War III, this is it right here. It's an economic struggle. Do you know this can when the smoke clears, this thing gonna be reshuffled around. It's going to be more level. It's going to be more level. Remember, aim at the bottom, but hit the top. The top people that have all of their trillions all saved up, when the government finishes, it's going to be to wipe out their money too. So they keep their money. You think the people are going to starve to death and a few big companies have trillions of dollars? Do you think that they're going to let 1% of the people own more than the rest of the world? That's what the shift is happening right now. And it's caught them off guard. If they just kept on, they would have shifted. They'd have everybody poor, and they'd have all the police ready to keep everybody on the plantation, and they got all the laws and everything. They got all the cameras and this, that, and other, and they done made everybody lazy where they won't fight and everything. But they get it wrong. When people get hungry, they get to thinking. Look at the animal. When the animal is in the jungle, they just shoot. If a lion and ate already, a little deer can walk by, they just cruising. They can tell when he ain't hungry. But when that boy get hungry, he got his hearing is better, his vision. This boy gets sharp. No, he do. It's normal. He get out there and he gets, hey man, it's time to knock something over. And he go out and he just knocks them over. You know what I mean? Because he's hungry. He gets sharper and smarter and agitated. You know, when you fast, you get different. You be fasting. Suppose you are having an involuntary fast, like an animal, and he don't understand nafs and all that. All he know is, I'm hungry. So a deer run by and he'd just gobble them up just like that. This is involuntary. Boss man, the people are not going to put up with hunger in this world of plenty, right? The other big stop is the stop in production. What they produce in America, 17 million cars, good God Almighty. Who needs all those cars? I ain't saying who did it, because nobody knows now. But to put a freeze, you may not know who did this. They might have looked and said,